unboxing and review of the Donner DUC-405 electroacoustic concert ukulele. This is the second Donner ukulele I've reviewed recently. However, the first one I ordered directly from Donner through Amazon, and it came really well packaged. However, this one I didn't order directly through the Donner store, and it arrived really badly packaged. It was just in the inner box, which hadn't even been sealed or sellotaped shut. So I'm really surprised it arrived safely. You can see here how they've stuck the label straight onto the box and not even bothered sealing it. Right, let's take a look at what's inside the box. And in the box, the ukulele is safely inside a case with a bag of accessories alongside it. Well, I'm sure you'll agree, so far it looks really nice. I'll just take the ukulele out of the case first to make sure it's not been damaged during shipping. Inside the case, the ukulele's in a polystyrene bag, which protects it from scratches and such like. So let's take it out of the polystyrene bag so we can take a look at the ukulele itself. My first impressions are very positive. The ukulele itself is definitely not damaged and it looks really good. So we'll go through the accessories first before we take a really good look at the ukulele. Included in the accessories then is a strap, a spare set of strings, a cleaning cloth, and 4 plectrums. So there's everything you need to get started playing the ukulele. Right, let's unpack the plectrums and take a look at those. The plectrums provided are 4 different colours and 2 different gauges. And having the choice of the 2 different gauges will help you decide which gauge of plectrums you prefer. The 0.46 gauge are very soft and bend very easily, whereas the 0.71 gauge are a little thicker and so don't bend quite so much. So the 2 different gauges of plectrum have a very different feel when you're playing the ukulele. Right, let's open the strap up and take a look at that. The strap is made of woven cloth and it's got what I think is a really nice pattern on it. And the ends of the strap are made of faux leather, which are designed not to misshapen or tear easily. The strap's also adjustable, so you can adjust it to whatever height you want the ukulele to rest at. So basically, the strap does everything you'd want a strap to do. They've also provided a spare set of strings, which hopefully you won't need straight away, but they're really handy to have in your case. And taking the strings out of the packet, you'll notice they've marked them with which strings they are. And this will make life a lot easier if you've never changed a string or a set of strings on a ukulele. You also get a cleaning cloth with the Donner website address on it. The final and biggest accessory is the case, which is of a really good standard of construction. And the stitching all around is really solid. And it's made of a canvasy material, which looks like it would last a good length of time and stand up to a fair amount of abuse. The zips seem really positive and really strong, which I think is important, because in my experience the zips are the first thing to go on a case. And of course the padding is fairly thick as well, which means the case offers good protection for your ukulele. It's got a strong and well stitched on handle, and on the back of the case there are two adjustable strong straps, which I would assume would be useful if you had to carry the ukulele whilst keeping your hands free, for example riding a bike. And finally, the case has a neat little pocket on the front, so you can put all the accessories in there. And obviously, this zips shut so you don't lose anything. Okay, let's take a look at the ukulele itself. But first, I'll remove the labels. And the labels include a warranty, some tips for the maintenance of your ukulele, a chord chart, and a label describing the strings that are fitted on it. Right, let's move on to the ukulele itself. And looking at the top of the ukulele, you can see it's a solid piece of wood, and it's described as AAA African mahogany, one piece, which theoretically should sound wonderful. And the bridge is the half moon style, and I'm not 100% sure what it's made of. It could be rosewood, but these days more commonly pau ferro is used as a replacement because of sustainability. Surprisingly, for a ukulele of this price range, both the nut and the bridge are made of bone, which in my opinion is one of the best materials you can use. So this should also reflect on the quality of the sound. I think the fingerboard or the fretboard is also pau ferro, but I can't be 100% sure on this, as I haven't been able to find a reference anywhere to say what it's actually made of. However, the frets are laid really well and uniformly, and they've been hammered properly into place, and they've been finished properly on the sides, and I couldn't find one sharp fret. So the finish is very good indeed, and the neck is very straight, and I couldn't find any buzzes. They've also done a nice little touch on the neck by binding round the fretboard with mahogany. The rosette, or the decoration around the hole, looks very much like abalone, but I can't be 100% sure. It does reflect and refract the light very nicely. However, I can't be 100% sure if it's genuine or not. This isn't really important, as it's only there for aesthetic purposes, and it doesn't have any positive or negative effect on the tone at all. However, it does look genuine and it looks nice. A feature you can't really ignore on this ukulele is the bevel on the edge of the body, which is designed to make it more comfortable to play, and it does work. And this also is solid wood. However, it's a different wood from the mahogany that the rest of the body is made of, but it looks really effective, and it does have the effect of making it more comfortable to play, as the ukulele doesn't dig into the side of your forearm. The length of the ukulele from end to end is 24 inches, and it's got 18 frets, and the width at the nut is 38 millimeters. So it's not the thinnest neck you'll get on a ukulele. However, this does make it more comfortable if you've got bigger fingers or if you're used to a guitar. The back and the sides of the ukulele are solid African mahogany, as well as the neck and the headstock. And the entire instrument is done in an open poured satin finish. And personally, I think it suits this look. And I tend to find that necks with this finish actually polish up and become smooth and shiny with practice. Right, I'm going to put the batteries in now so I can tune it up and try it. And it was provided with two CR2032 button cell batteries. And the batteries are fitted down by the output jack. I've speeded this bit up so the review doesn't become too boring. The batteries are a little bit fiddly. You put them into a little specially designed cartridge, as you see here. However, when you're trying to push that into the ukulele itself, the batteries tend to try and pop out, so you have to keep pushing them back in. Once I've fitted the batteries correctly, I'll just check to see if the tuner goes on and off okay. And everything seems to work fine. So now I'll just tune the ukulele and then I can do a couple of tests. But before I tune it, let's have a look at the machine heads. For a cheap instrument, it's quite unusual to find 18:1 ratio tuners, and these are 18:1, which means they're slightly more accurate and they're less likely to slip. I can't find any loose spots or any tight spots, so the machining is very good. And I love the way they've put a little window on the back of the machine heads, so you can actually see the workings. Right, I'll tune up the ukulele now, and I'll speed this section up again to save the video being too boring. Now that I've tuned the ukulele, I'm going to check the tuning with a tuner that I know is accurate. And this way I can check that the tuner in the ukulele is indeed accurate as well. That was a very successful test. Before I do any more tests, I'll just put the strap on. And it needs to be clipped on at the end of the guitar and by the heel at the end of the neck. And I always take the lace off the strap because it tends to get in the way. Once you've put the strap on, you can adjust the length to how you like it. And that's the strap fitted, ready to go. Right, I'll just check the electrics by plugging it into a small guitar amp. And we can test if the bass, middle and treble controls make any difference to the sound, and of course the volume. And I'll set the amplifier to an acoustic sound, because I think that's most appropriate for a ukulele. Firstly, I'll test the volume by setting the ukulele up for recording, and that way you'll be able to hear the best results possible. Well, that test proved that the volume does exactly what you'd expect it to do. However, you might have noticed that as I turned the volume up, the sound of the ukulele was pretty horrid. And this is because it was clipping. At first, I thought this was because the microphone level was too high or it was too close to the amplifier. However, after doing further tests off camera, I found that it's actually the ukulele that's clipping. So I'll do the next tests of the bass, middle and treble controls directly through a mixing desk, so I can see if the same thing happens with those. hopefully you heard there that the bass, middle and treble controls clearly do what they're supposed to do. However, once you took the settings above sort of 75%, it started to clip. So on the volume, bass and middle, it clips above the 75% mark, whereas the treble, it won't clip throughout. However, if you play the ukulele with the settings below the 75% mark, it sounds absolutely fine. This problem is either with the pickup or with the preamp. As I had some to hand, I tried changing the batteries in case there was a faulty one, but that made no difference. And I'll probably make a separate video where I trace the problem and fix it. However, for now, as long as I play it below 75%, it sounds fine. So here's some chords being strummed using those settings. Conclusion. This is anything but a straightforward conclusion, because if we take the accessories, the case and the build quality of the ukulele, it's all really good, especially for a ukulele of the price range. There's nothing I can criticise on it really. And the tuner, built-in tuner, works really well and is very accurate. However, there's that one issue where the output signal is clipped slightly. Now, you can live with this, but it shouldn't happen. Now, whilst I've tested various Donner products, and something I've noticed about their products is the quality is uniformly good, and the build quality, which is surprising because I've reviewed very expensive guitars where the difference between one guitar to another is a lot. Whereas I've reviewed a Donner electric guitar and I've got 3 ukuleles, 2 of which I've reviewed. And the quality is uniformly good. And you don't find any obvious flaws or differences between the different instruments. So this is the first minor hiccup I've had with the Donner range. However, hopefully this is just the one pickup. Now, I've no way of knowing if this problem is just on this particular ukulele or whether it's a recurring problem with Donner electroacoustic ukuleles, because I've only got the one ukulele with a pickup. So if anyone out there's got a Donner electroacoustic ukulele, please leave a comment down below as to whether you've got good sound or if you've got a problem. And this way I can better judge if it's just this instrument that's faulty or if it's something to watch out for. Hopefully I'll do a follow-up video where I repair this ukulele, but also give you the results of my little poll in the comments. If you enjoyed this in-depth review and would like to see more like it, and of course the follow-up video, please like, subscribe and hit the bell icon, and then you'll be notified when I upload them. Alternatively, you might be interested in my guitar lessons, which hopefully I'll be back to uploading again soon. Or you can find lots and lots of guitar lessons at ebooks4guitar.com. and the lessons there are all completely free, unless you want to download and print them. Thank you very much for watching.